everyone, and welcome to the 2016 Cannondale Pro Cycling Team Presentation. I'm Brad Soner, alongside former professional racer, Cannondale brand ambassador, and pretty much always down for anything with two wheels, Tim Johnson. Tim, let's jump right into it. An exciting year in 2016 for the Cannondale Pro Cycling Team. A lot of returning talent, but some exciting new names on the roster this year.
You know, fan favorites for Americans, we have Ben King, we have Alex Howes, Phil Guyman back on the team. We've got big signings in Simon Clark. We have Rigoberto Urán and Pierre Rolland. And as well as those guys, joining also are two classic specialists. We have Matty Breschel and Sebastian Langeveld. I think a great story to follow this year is the continuing talent development of Davide Formolo. You know, he's one of the best riders in the sport. Be exciting to watch him come through, as well as Raimundas Navardauskis. I mean, the guy, you just never know what he's going to show up with, finishing off last year with a bronze medal at the World Championships. Yeah, there's so much young talent on this team. That's really been a big focus of this program over the last few years. Of course, the man behind that is the team manager and CEO, Jonathan Vaughters. Let's hear from Jonathan about his thoughts on the 2016 season.
Biggest highlight, and I think we actually did a really good job with this, even though maybe not everyone saw it, is the development of the young riders. A lot of our biggest performances of the year, like Joe Dombrowski winning Tour of Utah, Davide Formolo winning stage of the Giro d'Italia, those came from guys, you know, that were 22, 23 years old. Formolo is a born leader. Davide is a true born leader. You know, the first thing he does when he wins a race is thank his teammates. The first thing he does when he underperforms in a race is apologize to his teammates. You know, Joe is a little bit more quiet, but at the same point in time, when he's put in high pressure situations, you know, he comes through. Along with the merger of Cannondale, we sort of ended up with an organization that was not strategically designed. It was just there out of necessity. For 2016, I sat back and I looked and said, okay, what does Team Cannondale need? The first thing that was glaringly obvious to me is that we needed more mentorship figures for the young riders. So it's a more balanced team, it's a strategically designed team, and it's a team that can actually nurture young riders better. Rigoberto Urán, who's really our anchor point rider for 2016, in 2013 and 2014, how he was second place in those two Giro d'Italia. In 2013, he was 4 minutes behind Nibali in the end. Most of those 4 minutes were lost in the first week while he was working for Brad Wiggins. I think Urán was actually much more competitive in those events than his second place actually showed. When I look at Pierre Rolland, if you look at the last 3-4 years in cycling, team leaders, guys riding general classification in the Tour de France, have their entire team on the front. With Europcar, he never had that possibility. They never even attempted to give him that sheltering. In every single Tour de France since 2012 forward, he's always started the mountains with around a 10-minute deficit. You know, how did he achieve this 8th place or 7th place in the Tour de France? And it's actually far more impressive than it looks. Urán is going to be focused on the Giro. That, I would say, is probably our primary objective. Talansky and Rolland will overlap each other at the Tour de France. One of them will end up doing quite well. Maybe both of them will end up doing quite well. Everyone really wants to, see the back end of 2015 and put our stamp on 2016. The underdog principle has always been the founding principle of the team. It's not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog.
Tim, you've been a professional on the road. You know the importance of the development of these young riders. Talk about what that means to the riders and the team.
Well, it's not just about how strong they are on a bike. You have to have the whole package. You have to be a rider that kind of finds where they sit among the entire sport. So having the idea of that long-term development is something that takes place over time. You want to sign riders that have incredible physiological capabilities, but you want to put them into an atmosphere that really brings that out of them.
Well, it's certainly an eclectic mix of riders coming into 2016 with an age range between 22 and the oldest rider at 32 years old. It's going to be a very diverse roster for 2016. So let's meet the 2016 Cannondale Pro Cycling team.
My name is Andrew Talansky. This will be my 6th year racing professionally, and I ride for the Cannondale Pro Cycling team.
My name is Tom Skojins.
My name is Dylan van Baarle. This will be my 3rd year as a professional.
I'm Anna Marangoni.
My name is Wouter Wippet.
I'm Ramunas Navardauskas. I'm 5 years professional. My name is Alex.
I'm Davide Formulo. I'm 22 years old.
My name is Matthew Breschel.
My name is Lawson Craddock.
My name is Patrick Biven. My name is Ben King.
I'm Alberto Bettiol and I ride for Cannondale Pro Cycling team.
My name is Andrea Cardozo.
My name is Phil Guyman. I've been racing professionally for 7 years.
Hi, my name is Ryan Mullen.
I'm Rums Funke.
I'm Moreno Mozart and I ride for Cannondale Pro Cycling.
I'm Christopher Scherping.
I'm David Villela.
My name is Nathan Brown.
Hello, I'm Tom Jelte Slachter.
Hi, my name is Michael Woods.
My name is Sebastian Langeveld. My name is Simon Clark. I've been professional for 7 years.
Joe Dombrowski. I just finished my 3rd season as a pro.
My name is Pierre Roland. My name is Rigobert Duran, 11 years professional. Now ride for Cannondale Pro Cycling team.
What a great mix of riders we just saw there. You know, in 2016, it's going to be about balancing the entire roster. It's going to be about nurturing the young riders as they try and make their way through their World Tour careers. It's also going to be about getting results. You know, they have to be able to be ready to race at the Tour Down Under at the beginning of the year, right into the Classics, into the Grand Tours, and really finishing up strong in the fall. So it's quite a year this year.
Yeah, there's so many great stories that we're going to be watching on this team in 2016. Guys like Jack Bauer coming back to the peloton after his terrible crash last year. We're going to be seeing Pierre Roland coming off of a French team for the first time in 10 years as he joins the Cannondale Pro Cycling team. Rigoberto Urán, arguably the biggest signing of the roster this year. And then a guy that you know well, Michael Woods, making his World Tour debut.
Well, I think he's going to be a really exciting addition. You know, coming from a running background, his entrance into the sport was very, very fast. You know, he's coming into the World Tour at 29 years old, but you know, his bike racing age might only be 19 for how strong he is and how quickly he's gone up the ranks. So it's going to be a really exciting addition.
Well, behind every successful team is a great leader, and again in 2016, the team will be looking to the American Andrew Talansky. He's already filled that role leading the team on the road, and this year he'll be working with Pierre Roland to target the Tour de France.
Known as the Pitbull, he is 100% unstoppable when it comes to achieving his goals. This year's co-leadership of the Tour is going to be a great opportunity for him to really fulfill that promise.
All right, let's listen in as Andrew takes us through his 2015 season and looks ahead to the 2016 race calendar.
I would say overall it was a little bit of a tough year, but definitely winning the USA National Championship time trial was the highlight for me personally. I mean, those national championships gave me the opportunity to wear the Stars and Stripes in the first stage of the Tour on the 4th of July. You learn from when you win, but I really do, after this last season, really think it's true that people say, but you learn when you win and it's great, but you learn a lot more about yourself and about kind of life in general during the times when things are a bit rougher. And I think I can draw on that and take all that experience, all the good things that I've learned into 2016. Maybe you had a bad day on the bike, or maybe you had a great day on the bike, and either way you go down to dinner with your teammates and you laugh about something and you keep it light, you know, whether you're stressed or not, you don't take that out on anybody else. The best thing you can do for yourself is keep focused on what's coming rather than focus on the past. Whether you won or lost, I think you have to let that go and focus on what you're still trying to achieve. Last year it felt like a bit of a merger. This year it feels like a true team. It's not two teams combining. It's new riders, younger riders, some older riders new to the World Tour, some bigger name riders from the World Tour coming into the team, and you can feel the motivation. The young guys who are new to being professional, they're so excited and so motivated and so happy to be here. that it creates a very positive energy that flows down to guys who've been doing it for 15 years professionally or somebody who's a neo-pro. It's just a lot of positive energy. You know, this year with the new additions, I feel like instead of just being able to target one race at a time, instead of just saying, oh, well, maybe we can get a result at Paris-Nice, well, we can get a result at Paris-Nice and Trento and Pays Basque and Catalunya and the Giro and the Tour de France and the Vuelta. I think for the team, for the sponsors, for the morale of the riders, that's a huge thing. You know, you're not depending on one race during the entire spring. We can go to every race and not just talking, but realistically say that we can achieve a result. I'm excited about it. It builds positive energy for all the riders when people are getting results, and you definitely feed off that.
You know, as a fan of Andreas, it's exciting to see that. You know, it really goes to show that he's learning from how things have gone and what he's really looking forward to you know, making happen in 2016. And he's going to get that chance today at the Tour of St. Louis.
Yeah, let's talk about another exciting American GC rider. That's going to be Joe Dombrowski. This kid is a huge talent, coming off of a stage win and a yellow jersey at the Tour of Utah last year. He finished the Vuelta a España, which was arguably the hardest edition of that race in recent years, and we're just scratching the surface with this kid. He has a ton of potential. He has so much to give. You know, how he interacts with his teammates that are going to be with him at the Giro d'Italia. You know, he's going to be in support of Rigoberto Urán. He's going to be with Davide Formolo, who won a stage there last year. You know, how that sets up is really going to dictate how his Grand Tour success is going to go. You know, we were sitting in an airport after he won the Tour of Utah. Sure. He was just getting on a plane to go to the Vuelta a España shortly after that, and he was just so ready for that. You know, he was just in a state of mind where, even though he just won the day before, it was already, you know, all right, I need to get ready for the Vuelta. I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, he's got a great head on his shoulders, looking forward to 2016 and back in 2015. Let's hear what Joe had to say.
Yeah, it was a good year for me. I came into the team at the end of last year, so it was my first year with Cannondale. I feel really comfortable here. It was a pretty good year for me. I was coming off some injuries the last couple of years, so I was pretty motivated. Finished my first Grand Tour in the Vuelta at the end of the year, and I won the GC in a stage at Tour of Utah. So yeah, overall it was a good season. I was so mentally prepared for my first Grand Tour to be so hard and for me to be so cooked by the last week that I was somewhat pleasantly surprised by it being, I mean, okay, it was hard. I'm not trying to say it was easy, but I was mentally prepared for it to be awful. And it was actually pretty okay. And also sort of counterintuitive is I found that by the third week, it was easier for me than the first week. You know, the first week of a Grand Tour, everyone shows up, and it seems like every single rider in the peloton thinks they're going to win the thing. You know, like it's just high stress, and everyone's really fresh. So the racing is really fast and punchy, and you're sprinting out of corners, and everyone's fighting for position, and it's nervous, and there's crashes every day. It's like as the race goes on, there's less and less of that, and you see guys kind of start to fade a bit, especially the third week. When you get into the third week in the mountains, you get to see kind of more who's who. And I found that by the third week, it was a lot easier for me to move around the peloton. And you know, I'm not a super punchy, powerful rider. I just don't have that. But I do tend to get better as races go on, and the harder the race is, generally the better it is for me. So that was a little bit surprising as well, I'd say. I just think he's a badass. I mean, he's got a mullet. He looks cool on the bike. He's just cool. He's so easy. I mean, he's easygoing. You know, there's this sliding scale of GC riders. You've got like super high maintenance. They always want something, need something. Got to be at the front. I need a jacket. I need a bottle. I need food, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got the guys that are super easygoing to the point that it's almost like, okay, what do you want? Tell us what you want. And yeah, Riga's definitely on the super easygoing end of the spectrum. I think I think all I've ever heard him ask for on the radio is bananas. He loves bananas.
Man, gotta love Joe Dombrowski. Wise beyond his years and a pretty honest assessment of what it's like to be a pro bike racer, at least from Joe's perspective.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's really a common occurrence for a young rider to say their first Grand Tour is easier in the third week, but it really does show his deep talent. You know, it's something that is really going to be his biggest weapon moving forward.
Tim, you've mentored a lot of riders during your career. For a young kid like this with so much talent and so much pressure on his shoulders, how do you keep a guy like that focused? What do you say to a rider like Joe Dombrowski?
You know, I think what Joe just said there is really key, that he's thinking through the process so much that he's going to have a much better chance of using his own ability to its biggest potential. You know, it's not like he isn't aware of how things are working, and he's really thoughtful in how he approaches his sport. And I also think that it's important for him to really just love riding his bike. You know, he's a guy who's happy riding in the hills of Virginia or in the mountains around Nice, and you know, he's always just out there ready to have a good time.
Well, as a returning rider, Joe has been crucial to kind of crafting that great atmosphere on the Cannondale Pro Cycling team. Now let's talk about some new riders in 2016. I want to talk about a guy, Simon Clark, who won the climber's jersey at the Vuelta. He's worn pink at the Giro, and he's going to be an important leader on the road for this team. Tim, talk a little bit about the importance of having a good leader on your squad out on the road.
You know, that kind of experience is invaluable. You have a rider who's been able to ride in different scenarios, both in support of and really able to garner some of the support of his teammates. And that kind of personality in a team is really invaluable. You have to have that. So Simon Clark is going to be a great addition and really kind of keep all those puzzle pieces in order.
All right, let's hear from Simon on his thoughts on the 2016 season.
It was definitely the Giro, winning the first stage in the team's time trial, and then going on to be able to wear the pink jersey for a day on stage 5 was not only a highlight for 2015, but one for my career. Yeah, 2012 was actually my 4th year professional. Normally, in at least your first or second year professional, you get the opportunity to ride a Grand Tour. For whatever reason, these years kept on ticking away and I never got that opportunity. So finally in 2012, when I came to Green Edge, I was told I'd be doing the Vuelta. And so I said, right, I don't want to be that first Grand Tour where, you know, you just accept that you're going to cop belting and you write it down for experience and come back next time. I wanted to go there and attack it, and really came there swinging, and you know, by stage 4 I'd won a stage, and you know, it was beyond imagination. The story of the Mountains jersey was just my opportunist style riding, you know, coming into hand, and I think I was in five or six breakaways for the whole Grand Tour and picked off those points in every breakaway possible, and fortunately it was enough to take home the jersey. I suppose I have a bit of experience doing that in Green Edge, helping guys like Simon Gerrans win Liège, Bastogne-Liège and the likes. So I'm really keen to come to this team and try and share some of that experience that I've learnt. And not only experience of racing as a team, but experience racing as a team in particular races. And it's really important, you know, in France, to know the French roads, to know the Italian roads for the Giro. That is a real advantage. So I'm hoping I can bring that to the team and really get the guys, use my information to help bring the guys together. And it gives you a lot of confidence when you come to a race and you know you're prepared and you have all the information possible. So if I can help supply that and really get the guys to gel together, I'm sure we can achieve some great things.
Well, we're going to have a chance to see Simon in action early this year as he kicks off his 2016 campaign at the Tour Down Under, starting tomorrow.
It's going to be a great chance to lead the team. I think it's also going to be an opportunity to really set up their new team sprinter, Vaughters. He's someone who can really handle any kind of a jagged profile out there, really going into that finish with really quick legs. You know, a rider like Simon Clark, when you get back to the team bus after a stage is over and you know that your teammate has been up the road day after day after day, it's a really inspiring thing, and it's something that you can really trust in him to always be there, even when it's at its hardest moments.
Well, now I want to talk about another rider who's making the transition to the Cannondale Pro Cycling team in 2016, a guy who spent 10 years on French teams and now comes to this American-based team. That, of course, is Pierre Rolland. This is going to be a big change for him in 2016.
Yeah, it's really like it's a life transition, you know, going from so many years in the same setup to now coming to an international team like the Cannondale Pro Cycling team. Different language, team atmosphere is different. Also, a little bit more of a change in how you are riding as an athlete is key. You know, he's going from being relatively opportunistic with his squad. It's going to be a really interesting year for him. I know that he's going to have great support from his teammates. Everyone understands on the American side about traveling internationally and going to a new team in a new place. So now it's just a little bit opposite. You know, he's coming to our team now.
All right, let's hear from Pierre about how the transition has been so far as he moves into the 2016 season.
For me, my best race win is Alpe d'Huez. It's a big thing for the French, for Tour de France. It's good to remember for me. The best moment for my life is birth my daughter and 1 year and a half. I have a big chance for me in the rejoin Cannondale Pro Cycling team. My dream for the next year is best classement general for the Tour de France. I think the Cannondale Pro Cycling team is very good for me for my evolution. Yeah, I feel good, very feel good. The Cannondale Pro Cycling team, very good environment and very good teammate. My other passion is oenology, wine. Yes, before season, I like
Well, I have a feeling Pierre is going to be bringing a lot of French fans to the Cannondale Pro Cycling team in 2016 as he's going to be on that Tour de France squad.
It's going to be a great 1-2 punch with Andrew Talansky and definitely providing for some exciting racing. They're going to have incredible support. They're going to have Navardauskas there, Christian Corin, we have Sebastian Langeveld, and Jack Bauer in setup.
All right, let's talk about another big star, arguably the biggest signing of 2016. That is the Colombian Rigoberto Urán, second in the Giro twice. Is this the year that Rigoberto can get the top step?
You know, to think about those results coming after being in support of another rider for the majority of that race, yeah, I think any one of us could only dream of climbing and time trialing as fast as him.
And Rigoberto is a perfect fit for this team. He's strong on the bike, but off the bike, he's such a good guy. He's relaxed, he's fun, he brings a lot of good energy to the team. That'll be important for 2016 as he tries to kind of foster that culture that Jonathan Vaughters has built with this Cannondale Pro Cycling team. Let's hear about Rigoberto's thoughts on the 2016 season.
Yes, it's a big team, it's a really professional team, and the rider really strong. It's very important, all team, the staff, the mechanics, everybody's really important for the win the Giro or at the moment, I like tranquilo team, relax. I like everything. It's different for me because I ride the Belgian team. This American team, for me it's good. I like it. My dream is win Giro d'Italia. It's the first. I like this race. I like 2 times second. For next year, sure, I try for win this race. Bueno, es un equipo nuevo, la verdad que tiene corredores muy fuertes, muy jóvenes, una gran mentalidad.
Y bueno, está claro que hay más corredores que van en la montaña, más fuertes. Pues en los equipos que anteriormente estaba, pues sí tenía buena ayuda, pero no la suficiente. Bueno, yo creo que hay una gran ilusión. Es importante desde ya empezar a trabajar, empezar a pensar en el Giro. Se va a intentar de todas las maneras, vamos a trabajar. En estos momentos estamos preparando todo ya para que nada falle en el Giro de Italia. Desde ya estamos empezando a preparar, mirando los programas, mirando el programa de carreras, todo para tratar de llegar con todo el equipo en la mejor condición para ganar el Giro. Es true, no, realmente tuve la oportunidad de correr con Joe en Sky y obviamente pues tenía otro rol diferente en el que no era líder, era un gregario y es totalmente diferente. Realmente pues sé cuál es mi trabajo, sabía que tenía que ir a tirar del grupo, sabía que tenía que trabajar para otros líderes, entonces era muy tranquilo y no más preguntaba por bananos para comer.
I think I probably needed a car full of bananas when I was racing.
I think we should all be eating more bananas if it makes us ride like Rigoberto Urán, although growing up at altitude in Colombia, I'm sure doesn't hurt his riding skill. Well, Tim, Rigoberto, just one of the many climbers on that team. You got Lawson Craddock, Phil Guyman, but one of the great things about the 2016 Cannondale Pro Cycling team is they're so well-rounded. It's not just climbers. You got time trialists, guys like Paddy Bevan, who's coming off a win at the New Zealand Individual Time Trial National Championships. And then you have classics riders like Matty Breschel and the young Dylan van Barle, who could have good results here in 2016. But great riders mean nothing without a great staff, and one of the most important staff positions on a team are the director sportifs. These guys are the glue that holds the team together.
You know, they have to play so many different roles while they're there. They have to be the mother, the father, the coach, the trainer, the mentor. You know, really it's a job that encompasses so many different aspects, but they have to be objective. They have to be there to draw out the best performances from an athlete. So it's a very interesting job, and it changes. You know, they have to be able to be on the phone driving a car at 80 miles an hour down a mountain road while they're still thinking about how to get ready for the finish of the race.
Well, two people that are going to be guiding the team to their big results in 2016 will be Charly Wegelius and Andreas Klier, who are going to be a couple directors in the car for the biggest races in this year's season. We had a chance to catch up with them to hear about 2016.
The development of young riders is something that often happens more away from the limelight. You can see things happening that perhaps don't grab headlines, but they're really satisfying as a sports director because it's the result of work that you've done together. So obviously Davide's stage win grabbed a lot of headlines. I think it was the confirmation of the class that he has. And I think it was really nice because he did it in such an instinctive way. But with a lot of riders, you know, we saw them making small steps. You know, it can be just them making a certain selection in a race or making a group, but they're things that have a lot of work behind them together, and they're things that give you, you know, a kind of glimmer of hope for the future, and that's really exciting, and that's a lot of work that went into it, and they can be really nice moments.
In the end of the year, I have to say it was a very nice week in Canada, together with Tom Jelte. Everybody was racing there, not only Tom Jelte. Everybody from our team was just not riding the race, they were racing the race. That's what we were asking the whole year. And there just everything came together. For me personally, it was just nice. We put a lot of pressure on them. The young kids are still young, right? But we put pressure on them because we believe in them, and we know the tests they do on the bikes, and we know what they are actually capable, and we can't accept what they did this year. They won't accept it again for themselves. A young kid doesn't have a long time to practice. There's no time to practice, right? And I think if they go out and race and they lose, they did everything right. And if they go out and race and win, they also did everything right, as long as they race.
I think in pro sports in general, trying to pretend that there isn't pressure is just a fallacy. And I think the objective is to adjust the heat in the run just to the right level, because too much pressure becomes counterproductive. And they need a certain amount of pressure or expectation to be able to perform optimally. And I suppose that's kind of our job, to try and regulate the temperature in the run. Change is a part of professional cycling as it is in life. I think with Pierre and Enrico, Jonathan made some really intelligent moves. Rigoberto is a proven performer, a consistent performer. I think he's got real charisma to lead a group. And Pierre, on the other hand, he's proven that he can perform at a really high level. You don't finish 4th in the Giro d'Italia and 11th in the Tour de France in the same season if you're nobody. That's really exciting to be a part of, being involved with high quality athletes like that, but still projects we hope we can still, improve on. So I think those two are going to really bring a lot to the group.
I really love what Charly and Andreas said there about keeping a nice, light, relaxed atmosphere on the team, making sure the riders are having fun, but at the same time, they can be competitive when they need to.
The impact of a director sportif is crucial on a team, and not only are they trying to take a rider to the top step of a podium at a race like the Tour de France, they're also helping the young riders as they start their long careers, and having that positive influence early on is something that could stay with them throughout the rest of their career.
Well, we've met some of the riders, we met the staff, but now let's talk about the partners and sponsors that help make the Cannondale Pro Cycling team possible. Tim, this is another crucial puzzle piece to having a great atmosphere around the team.
Well, fans around the world can see their riders at the front of all the races riding their favorite bike, Cannondale.
Well, Cannondale once again partners with Garmin, Castelli, Pox Sports, and Mavic to help give the riders all the equipment that they need. Let's see some of the 2016 gear in action. Well, no team presentation would be complete without taking a look at the new kits for 2016, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing these a lot on the front of the peloton.
And they're bringing back the iconic Cannondale green with a touch of the Argyle that is the Slipstream trademark.
All right, let's take a look at the 2016 Cannondale Pro Cycling Castelli kits in action. Well, it's certainly a unique outfit that these riders wear to work. This is far from your normal 9-to-5 job. Tim, let's talk about the off-season for these riders. The way that professional cycling goes these days, there really is no off-season for a professional cyclist.
Absolutely true. There's really not that much time off. You have to take the off-season as an opportunity to kind of work on your weakness, maybe recover from a nagging injury that you've been dealing with for the previous season. and you really just start to count down to the next chance you'll be able to see your teammates.
Well, one of the most important parts of the offseason, of course, is team camp. It really signals the start of the next season. The Cannondale Pro Cycling team had a chance to come together for the first time back in October as they gathered in Aspen, Colorado, trading their skinny tires for some knobby tires. A chance to get muddy with the full range of Cannondale mountain bikes as they had a chance to all get together. And this is really crucial for the team, Tim, to be able to meet your teammates and create that important atmosphere.
Yeah, that kind of bonding, taking place away from the stress of a race, you have a chance to meet all your new sponsors, and really it's a blast to be a part of a team camp.
All right, let's see some footage from the Cannondale Pro Cycling team camp in Aspen, Colorado.
Perfect, yeah.
Man, looks like a lot of fun.
I know, I'm jealous.
Well, that'll do it for us from the 2016 Cannondale Pro Cycling team presentation. On behalf of Tim Johnson, I want to thank all of the partners and staff that helped make this great team possible, and of course you, the fans at home, for following along and watching. We hope that you'll join us for the rest of the 2016 season. Be sure to like, comment, and share on all of the social channels as we move into another great year. Let's take one last look at the Cannondale Pro Cycling team as they ride into 2016.